Hey everybody, Rock DIY here. And I've got my black probe negative hooked to the horizontal blade on the connector, and then the red probe positive hooked to the vertical blade. And see right here, I'm going to set this up. Hopefully I'll be able to see this. The PTO clutch itself is not going to come on because there's no power going to it, so I'm not worried about that. But if I pull the PTO switch, power should come back to this connector and it'll reflect on the screen of the multimeter. Alright, so I just engaged the PTO switch 5 times. So if I don't see anything, then that means there is no power coming back here. Got the 2 ignition coils, so now I can replace the ones in the mower, so I don't have to worry about the wire that's all hacked up. I also have a fuel pump, and I already compared it to the other one. A little bit design difference, but the holes are the same. It's got the same number of in and out lines, so that's good. I'm not sure why this pump came with 2 spark plugs, but it did. But they're not the right type of spark plugs for this lawnmower. They also sent this little tiny fuel filter, which is way too small. Alright, I'm doing this in the pitch black outside. It's almost 9 o'clock at night. And I got the PTO clutch out, and you can see that this does not turn, or it barely turns. So now what I need to do is apply power to it and see if it does anything. And it probably won't, even though there was 13 volts at the connector that went to here. But may not be getting anything on here. We'll find out. Again, here is the PTO clutch for the lawnmower itself. Is a Husqvarna iZ5223. The motor is a Kohler CV23S, and this PTO clutch has not been working. And right now I'm just testing the ohms on it. And so I've got it wired up here. Got it set to 200 on my multimeter. And then I'm going to connect this, and I'm getting about 2.2. I don't know if you can see that. It's supposed to get between 2 and 4, and I'm getting bouncing between 2.1 and 2.4. So I'm on the low end. According to this, the ohms are correct, but it doesn't work on the lawnmower. So next test I'm going to do is I'm going to apply power to it with this fully charged 12-volt battery. It's pretty simple. You got a positive and a negative here, and I'm just going to watch to see whether the clutch actually works. And I did test this earlier over by the lawnmower in the dark, and it seemed to be like kicking. And I noticed on some PTO clutches they'll have a split ring, metal split ring in here that keeps it all together. And so I don't know, maybe I need to put something here that keeps it together so that it can, you know, move in and out evenly. Or you'll see what I'm talking about. It kind of kicks to one side, and I didn't think this was working at all. And of course I can't hear it or see it because I'm sitting on the seat when I'm trying to engage this, so I don't see or hear anything. So I'm gonna hook this up to the battery and see what it does. Positive cable hooked up. I'm using white because I don't have black clips, but I do know that red goes to red, so white will have to go to black. So let's see what happens here. See, it's kind of like one side. So So it's going down on this side and going up on this side, which is causing the pulley wheel to go up here, down there. So I don't know if that's an effect of not having the bolt holding it evenly. So I may need to set something up to keep it all together and then test it again. But I'm surprised it's doing this, because I didn't think it was doing anything, because it was not engaging the blades or anything at all. If I try to turn the pulley wheel with my hand, it's pretty tight. Now, if I engage the PTO, it appears to turn easier, but it's all cockeyed, so there's something not right with this. Yeah, so right now I've got it connected and I can spin it freely, and then I let it go, nothing. But if I connect it again, it doesn't want to turn, so I have to push it, and then no. It's like hit and miss. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. This is definitely not functioning properly, so I have to replace it. Just replaced the fuel pump. Tried to put this fuel filter somewhere else, but the hose right here is just too short. It'd be better if it was down below, but I guess as long as it's not in the way, then not an issue. Still got to put the cover back on. And then I also fixed two of the deck wheels, that one and the one on that end over there, because they were flopping around, but now they're on there. That one was missing a nut to the inside, and this one was missing a washer, and just needed to be tightened so that the wheel rolls without being seized up. What I've done is I put a lag bolt in the washer and then passed the lag bolt through, and then put this wing nut on here, and that's just to keep it all compressed together, since this one doesn't have like a center locking clip. And I was testing it, and what I noticed was it's not coming down evenly. It's like coming down to one side, and now it's not working at all. And so I thought, okay, let me check the battery, and the battery is 12.2 volts, so that's not a problem. Not sure what is going on here, but there's no power going to it now. So now I gotta figure that out. I think I might have discovered what the culprit was all this time. So at some point this got crimped and it's barely hanging on, but I think these two wires, because this one's crimped, but this one's like falling apart. You can see it's just barely hanging on, and I think they were grounding each other out. So I'll fix this wire and see if that's the culprit. I was just checking. It's got this loom thing on it, so I was checking to see if there was any other breaks in it. Got the wire fixed, stripped it down, and then reconnected it and put this shrink tubing on it. Now before I put the loom back on, test it real quick. So it's clacking and it is moving freely, and it's not off center like it was previously. It's actually working the way that it's supposed to. So this PTO clutch is not staying consistent, and one thing I can see is on this side it's lower here than it is over here, so these are holding it down on this side. And while I was looking at that, I noticed that this rivet that's in here is smashed, and it's angled like this, and it's loose, so it got damaged somehow. And I think it's, well, you can see there's a little tiny gap down in the bottom there, right in there. You can see it actually goes up and down, so it's not supposed to be like that. Still low on this side. I put a clamp on here to hold that piece in place, but I think it's actually going in like this and it should be out. But the plastic piece on it looks like it was crushed. It does go up and down, but and it turns freely. So I'm gonna give it another test on the mower and see what, well, I'll hook it up to the wiring on the motor and see if it engages or not. Here's the new PTO clutch, and the old one and the new one look completely different. And hopefully that's not going to prevent this from being installed and working properly. And right away I noticed that it does have this inner clip, unlike the old one does not have the inset for a clip to go in there. I did put the lag bolt through this one to the other side just to test it the same way as this one. But one of the things I've noticed right away is that the way they are both functioning is no different. So, for example, let me apply power to this, the new one, and so the wheel is kind of slow or sluggish, but it does say that there has to be a what they call a break-in or burnishing. That may be part of the issue with this, but it does turn when power is applied. When there's no power, it's very difficult to move, and you can actually hear it scraping here. This one does not have colored wires or a black red. It's got black, so they're reversible. That is what's going on with this. This was a 2-day delivery, and it was $160 for this. It does say that it's supposed to, I won't know until I get it on, but it does say that this is supposed to work with the Husqvarna iZ5223. That's the lawnmower itself, and then the engine is the CV23S. So what I'm going to do before actually putting this on the mower is I'm going to connect it and then test it to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to as far as the power getting to it, and then I'll install it and see what happens. And then just remember, this one, it was discovered that there was a wire that was cut, so that may have been the reason why this one was not working. Find out. A couple things here. So the old one and the new one, the keyways are exactly the same, so that's good. The bolt and the washer from the old one had to be taken off the old one and put on the new one. So this washer, which kind of seems wobbly on there, probably need a better size. And then this is kind of concave for some reason. And this is a grade 5 bolt. And one of the things you definitely need to make sure you do is use a torque wrench. And for this grade 5, 5/8 inch bolt, it needs to be torqued to 50 to 55 foot-pounds. And you definitely don't want to use an impact wrench, because the impact wrench could impact the bearings as far as tightening it too much, which would damage the bearings. So just make sure you use the torque wrench and use the proper settings. And then one other thing is the voltage. What you want to do is start the engine and set it to full throttle, and then set your voltage meter or your multimeter to DC, and then check the voltage and make sure it's between 13.8 and 14.2 volts direct current, because if it's not between 13.8 and 14.2, it could damage the PTO clutch. I didn't show it, but I did pressure wash the underside of the blade deck, mainly to see if there's any cracks or anything like that in any of the spindles. And then while you have the belt off, you definitely want to check and make sure all your pulleys spin, make sure there's not excessive play, and also make sure they're not seized up. And so I just checked all these. I got one that does sound kind of rough. This one right here. The others are okay, they spin pretty good, don't make a lot of noise. And only 3 of these have the Zerk fitting for grease. So you definitely want to make sure you grease those up as well. Can't recall if I covered this or not, but I did order a new PTO switch right there. And because I don't know for sure whether this one's good, even though power does get from the PTO switch back to the PTO clutch, or at least through the wiring. I ordered a new one. It showed up yesterday and it was completely the wrong one. This one is an 8-pin. The one that came was a 5-pin. The description in the picture showed it as an 8-pin. It showed up with 5 pins, and it was also dirty and used. Never experienced that before on Amazon. Didn't say that it was a used part, but it was definitely used. And it wasn't just like it got scuffed up a little bit or anything. It was covered in dirt, scrapes. The print on the end was rubbed off, so it had been used a little while before it got returned to Amazon. Just when you think you made a lot of progress in getting this lawnmower up and running, new issues pop up. It's like a Frankenstein trying to bring it back to normal. So like everything that gets fixed, something else breaks. So this is the ignition switch. Kind of chewed up. I noticed on occasion as you turn it, sometimes it's like completely dead. Nothing happens, so you got to turn the key again, and then it'll start up. And I pulled this off. This was completely gummed up. Female connectors on the wire loom were completely gummed up as well, so they were probably causing issues with each other. And then, even though I had taken this off, I got a new one coming, but I noticed that it's actually coming apart. I didn't catch that the first time I took it off. I did notice that there was a line right there, but I thought it was just, you know, the way it was put together, left a line there. But when I took it off this time, it's separated. So now I know for a fact that it's not any good. It may still be good, but a lot of stuff is going to get in there and cause some contact issues. And then now, while I was trying to start it, there was nothing at all. So I thought, okay, the ignition switch is completely out, only to find out that it was actually one of the fuses. And it's the there's 2 7.5 amp fuses and 1 20 amp fuse. So I had to find some new fuses because old one, I don't know if I still have it on me or not, but it is burnt, cracked, and yeah, it's cracked right along there. So this is one that's been on it that was okay, but I guess it finally gave out.